Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Randy Karchner, the musical health coach in Franklin, Tennessee. Thanks for joining me for Fortissimo Friday. Today I wanted to share something to kind of piggyback what I talked about last week. Last week I mentioned a little bit about Dave Blanchard in his book, how he talks about even the negative things that have happened in our life that we carry around in a sack behind us, that we can empty those out and put those in our heart to share with other people, and it can become a positive thing. You know, we've all had positive, pivotal moments in our lives that have made such a difference, that were kind of a turning point for us at a certain point. So I want to, and that's kind of why I use the title, that particular title, "An Affair to Remember," is a great movie, but we've all had a pivotal moment to remember in our lives. And I want to tell you about a couple that were mine. I don't know how many of you grew up in the 60s like I did, but most of us who were in families, we had a boat car, you know, the long station wagon, you know, where the air conditioning vents in the front, where nobody in the back could ever feel them. And when we grew up in Arizona like I did, in the desert, ooh, it was hot back there. Anyway, we had a Mercury Grand Marquis that my dad bought that was big enough for all of us. There were 4 kids in my family. And we'd always take a family vacation. And at one point, and this Mercury Marquis was white and it had the brown paneling on the side. Do you remember those? My dad got sick of the brown paneling, and so he had it spray painted white. And I'm not really sure what was worse, you know, the spray painting or the brown paneling. But anyway, I remember a pivotal moment in my life. My parents were always very encouraging to all of us kids and gave us opportunities to learn and grow and really to contribute to our feelings of self-worth by doing things. I really don't like working on cars, but my dad taught us a few things. My dad was really good at working on cars, which came in handy when we went on a family vacation one summer, and something broke down on our Mercury Grand Marquis. So, you know, Dad's under there trying to fix it, and his hand was too big to fit in a certain spot to be able to tighten something or do something. And so he asked me to, you know, because my hand was a lot smaller, I was really young. He asked me to reach in there and, you know, to grab whatever needed to be grabbed so that he could finish what he needed to do to fix the car so we could be on our way. And I was really scared. Engines, you know, I have a very healthy respect for those engines, especially now, you know, as a pianist. I don't really want anything to do with that, but I was really scared to reach my hand, and it was the fear of the unknown. My dad said, "You can do it, Rand." So I finally reached my hand in there. I was sick of being stalled out and not finishing our family vacation, so it was enough to push me through to make me do that. So I did it. I reached my hand in there. I did whatever needed to be done. And I remember feeling such a sense of accomplishment. That was a pivotal moment for me. And my dad said, "See, I told you you could do it." And I remembered that the rest of my life when things got tough. Let me tell you about another pivotal moment for me. We all have, again, positive things that have happened to us that we can use. I'm using that I just told you about right now to kind of share a principle that we've all had stuff like that happen, and we can share that with other people to help them. Another one for me was when I was in grade school. I was really shy, kind of awkward kid, and I was, you know, really nice to everybody. You know, I couldn't figure out why kids could be so mean, but I never really knew what my gifts were. And, you know, I was kind of made fun of a little bit. I wasn't invited to the parties, and I remember we had a general music class that we had to take, and our teacher was Mrs. Murdoch. And in Mesa, Arizona, you know, during a big part of the school year, it was really hot. So to get to the music class, we had to walk back behind Alma School and walk clear back to a building that was separate, thank goodness with air conditioning units. And she gave us a test, and up to this point, I just never really thought I was very good at anything. And, you know, all the other kids seemed to be doing really well with their classes, and they would do well on the tests. And anyway, so she gave us a music test. I still remember this feeling to the day. I took the test, and, you know, I didn't really think anything of it, and I never really thought I was very good at anything. And so at the end of that test, she called me out, really made it a point to have everybody look at me, and she said, Randy scored highest on the test. And I was so blown away. I didn't really think I was very good at anything. And that was a pivotal moment for me that I like to share with people, where I was able to find something that I'm good at, and gave me a lot of feelings of self-worth, and I was able to move forward from there. I started doing better in school. Things started going better for me. So again, that was my pivotal moment, another one of them. What was your pivotal moment? What was something that you did that you really enjoyed and found out that you were good at as a kid? Or sometime in your life that people noticed that was a gift of yours? How are you using that? Are you using that to help other people? That's kind of what I wanted to talk about. So we can not only use the negative stuff, if we put it in our heart, but we can be grateful for the gifts that we've been given, that we found out in our lives, that we found at a pivotal moment, or maybe somebody else telling us that we're really good at it, and it was just the right moment where really a light bulb went on and you were able to think, wow, I have something that's unique to me. I always loved the film Affair to Remember, and part of that for me was I loved the beautiful music in there. There's this one particular song, and if any of you are familiar with the movie, where Cary Grant's character, Nikki Ferranti, I think, and Deborah Carr's character, I'm trying to remember what her... anyway, she was a vocalist, and they had met on this ship, and they stopped and at an island, and they were able to go see Nikki Ferranti's grandmother, who was obviously very old, and it was pretty obvious that she wasn't going to live very long. There was this unbelievable haunting song in there. I don't even remember what the lyrics were, but the music part to me just really touched my heart, and it's like, wow, what interesting changes, what a beautiful melody. So I'm going to see if I can attempt to remember that. Okay, so here we go. It was something like this. Anyway, I decided to transpose that to another key, and I almost forgot what I was doing. The idea is, for me, that was a pivotal moment. That was a pivotal moment for me, because I kind of started to realize, wow, I can listen to something and try to figure out, listen to it a few times and figure out how to play that for somebody else. So we all have different gifts in our life that we can share with other people. The point is, do you choose to use that pivotal moment that was something really important for you in your life to bless the lives of other people, or are we selfish with that gift? If you'll use it to help somebody else and make a difference, you will not only enrich their lives, but you'll enrich yours as well. That's what I'm trying to do every week, as I add a little bit of music and try to share something that might be of value to you. So thank you for joining me for Fortissimo Friday. This is Randy Kartchner, the musical health coach in Franklin, Tennessee. Make it a great weekend. Thank you.